Hello and welcome everybody into some Wednesday night racing action here with the Vigilante Racing League, starting up a brand new season. Hopes are high, and man, we got basically 12 weeks to get everything all figured on out here at the end. It's gonna be a fun season. We'll let you all know all the details here coming on up in just a little bit, but first let's get this party started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we have to thank the great supporters here of the VRL, and boy, oh boy, do we have a nice list of them. First up, we have a big thank you to GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein. Give him a call at 918-906-5616. Shoot him an email or shoot him a message over there on the Facebook to get your next vacation all planned on up. And take away all the stress. Let the professional do it for you, especially if you want to go on one of those cruises around the world or something like that. Be sure to get in contact with Greg, because he knows all the ins and outs of all the cruising and all that kind of stuff. So big thank you to Mr. GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein. Of course, big thank you as well to Blue Fox Properties and Mr. Dave Mayberry. Give him a call at 520-850-4189 if you live in the Tucson, Arizona area, or anywhere across the country. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience help you on out getting into that home of your dreams. And alongside Dave, good buddy of his and ours as well, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg over there at Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Man, we got great realtors going from coast to coast over here. Be sure to give Ricky a call at 423-444-0454 if you're in that Johnson City, Tennessee area, or anywhere across the country as well. Get these two fine local realtors, just some absolutely amazing business, because they do a great job supporting the VRL week in and week out. And not only that, but they're both extremely professional and can take the stress out of the home buying experience. Be sure to get yourself a good quality realtor today. Of course, as well, a new sponsor here this season, Mr. Martin Sports, joining us over here at the VRL. You've seen him over there on our streams for the Numb Thumbs Racing League. Well, you're gonna see him over here now. Big thank you to them and their fantastic customized jerseys and race apparel, whether it be sim gloves or team jerseys, all customized to make you guys all stand out and actually look like a team. Be sure to head on over to Martin Sports and pick yourself up some gear here today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by the one, the only brew master in general, Mr. Alan English, in the booth with me here on this fine evening. And Mr. English, we get this season started here at Daytona as always, like it should, but it's not just going to be any type of season. Tonight we're going to be starting with the trucks, and well, next week we're going to be going over to those Gen 4 Cup cars that have a gajillion horsepower and not a whole lot of downforce. This season's going to be an interesting one. There's no doubt about that.
Two different race platforms in one season, but running on the same tracks. This is going to be a season for the books here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some new drivers here as well. Just wanted to get the season started off just right. There we go.
Yes.
Now we can start racing. But yeah, man, looking forward to it. Starting it off right here, Daytona at night. It's going to be a blast. And got some new fans out there in the YouTube chat. Already out there pulling for their drivers. Harry Austin's out there pulling for Edson. And Ms. Raim Sandoval out there joining us as well. So thank y'all for joining us and get this thing started. Big field out here tonight. It looks like we've got 42 cars out there, or trucks rather.
Yeah, it should be a fun season indeed with all these drivers, and down there to make sure all tempers are in check, or actually it's really the opposite. Our anger management specialist himself, Mr. Adam Turner, down on pit road, all locked in and loaded for a brand new season. We get it started off here, Mr. Turner, at Daytona, where your friend can become your enemy and your enemy can become your friend pretty quickly here.
Yeah, you better have a friend here. Tonight you're gonna make new friends. Looks like we got a whole bunch of new guys. Not a whole bunch, but we have some new drivers. It's gonna be fun. Everybody's excited, the first race of the season. Yeah, at Daytona, I mean, this is basically half a real Daytona 500, right? If I'm not doing the math right here. It's 100 laps. It's a free-for-all. The problem is, you got to make it 100 laps with only one fast repair. We'll talk about that. I don't think we're going to see any fights tonight. It's a little too early in the season for that. Although I'd love to. But let's do the rules breakdown real quick for you. One fast repair, 70% fuel, unlimited tires, 17 incident points, you'll get a penalty. 6 more incident points. Every 6 points after that, you'll get another penalty. There's no disqualification. Yeah, beautiful day on the track, 69 degrees. Don't worry about those tires.
No, not at all. Some beautiful weather to be had indeed as we take a look here at tonight's race info. Man, oh man, nighttime skies here with the lights all ablazing here at Daytona International Speedway in Florida. No any of those crazy Florida late rainstorms coming on through or anything like that. So beautiful weather for these drivers here tonight, bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. And as always with every new season where it gets started here at Daytona, we got to get the party started off with a good finish, which means to finish in first, you first must finish. You got to take care of that truck here tonight.
Yeah, DNF's not going to get you any points here, right? So start off the season strong, get some points, establish dominance early. That's what you got to do here in VRL. Don't make any mistakes. This is a very competitive group of drivers, so everybody out here that you see running is good. So be careful out there, take care of your truck, and finish the race. Great point.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd kind of ride in the back, try to stay with the lead pack, but you want to have a little room in case something bad happens in front of you.
I already like
Huh?
I was going to say, I already like Edson Ochoa. He's trying an HEB paint job.
What? We got an HEB paint finally?
Yeah, man.
I remember I used to have a Whataburger paint job. That was one of my favorites. But this one here, he's got a good paint scheme. Yeah, HEB. The best grocery store known to mankind. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
So anyway, fun night and ahead of us, I think, Brown.
That and indeed, just some other quick things to get to about this season. There will be no stage breaks this season as well, so this 100 laps ain't getting split in half. Ooh, so you better hope for one of those late cautions if you fall off the pace, as well as there's no extra or bonus points, just old school NASCAR. Where you finish, that's the points you get, and that's pretty much it. So definitely gonna be a brand new season, some brand new stuff, all figuring things on out, so it should be fun indeed as we get all lined on up down on pit road here for your official starting grid. We got Mr. Albert Anderson in that 99 machine, America's driver, picking up pole position here. He's going to have the number 1 of Mr. David Fight, looking to fight his way to pick up a win here this evening. Starting in row number 2 on the inside of 33 of Mr. GS Vaught. After coming up a little bit shy of picking up a season championship last season, looking to get it started off here strong tonight with the 3 of Austin Paul starting to his outside. Got the 6 of Trevor Robertson rejoining us here this season as well, getting started in the 5th position here tonight. And George Rincon in the 28 machine. And always be careful of old George there. He can sneak up on you. He's going to be starting here tonight in 6th. 7th, we got Mr. John Curtis in the 43 machine, another friendly Canadian to add to our list of friendly Canadians, starting tonight in that 7th spot. You got the 88 of Mr. Mike Adamson, the silent assassin. He's not so silent tonight, starting up inside of that top 10 in 8th. We got the 01 of the King Pusher himself, Mr. Kelly Keel, getting it all started down there in 9th position. You need the 82 of Mr. Mike Everidge, rounding out your field, starting top 10.
14 of Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton. In 11th place, outside row number 6, Dustin Logston in the 38. The 18 of Andrew Player, of past champion here. He'll start in 13th place. 14th place will be Jeremiah Burke in the 53. Jeremiah did so well here this past season. Happy for him there. It's an Ochoa in the 8 machine, starting in 15th place, outside row number 8. Chandler Paul, Chan the Man in the 72. Jacob Young in the 17 machine, starting in 17th place. Nicholas Ramsey in the 34 machine will start in 18th place. 19th will be Scott Martin in the 67. Greg Dobson in the 085. Canada's own Greg Dobson, starting in 20th place.
81, Jonathan Osborne, 21st. 22nd, Ricky Wittenberg in the double nickel. 92, Greg Klein. 23rd, 24th, Andrew Carlton in the 10, number 4. Deion Jones starts 25th, 26th, 29th, Dave Mayberry. Number 7, Jonah Longs, 27th, 28th, Dustin Reilly. In that 37 machine, 1, 2, 3, John Gallagher starts 29th, 30th. Looks like we have old number 27, Timothy Pope. I'll keep going if you want me to keep working.
84, Josh Bittner starting in 31st place. 32nd will be Jack Dixon, Jack the Ripper in the 07. Craig Goodenough in the 89 machine, starting in 33rd. 34th will be Ed Smith in the 63. The 187 machine, MDK, Murder, Death, Kill, Scott Howell, starting in 35th. 36th, Earl Evans. Then we got Ronald Holmes, Bobby Hammer in the 41. Ronald Holmes is in 32. 16 of Kyle Vaught, starting in 40th. 41st will be Ray Radford. And Larry Dickerson rounding out your field. I don't think he's going to race tonight. I think he's just starting park. He's very sick. Thoughts and prayers for you there, Larry. Hope you get better soon, bud.
Rutabaga.
Oh, man.
Early Rutabaga here as my iRacing's having an issue. Crap, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know English. If you can see my quality.
Yes, I can
and
see
all
your
that.
stream.
Well, I know my stream, but I think the quality. I don't know what my quality in iRacing is.
Stand by.
I don't know if you can see that.
No, you're not on the.
Oh yeah, oh my C. I don't know what the C represents. Is absolutely through the roof. It's saying I'm clipping or something like that. I don't know what's going on. As we go green flag racing, I know a little bit anticlimactic start here, but my iRacing is just absolutely freaking out on me here. This is not
Green flag is in the air as a new season of VRL racing starts tonight here at Daytona. Side by side, they're running about 8 rows deep here still, up towards the front. I'm not sure. Do you think restarting your client maybe help there?
Yeah, might have to I'd have to do
We're gonna
that.
have to go radio only mode here for a minute.
I think that's gonna have to be the case here. Stand by.
Andrew Cawthon announcing that he's dropping to the back of the field. Still pretty safe racing going on out here at Daytona here so far. Albert Anderson continues to lead. Close behind him, Jess Vaught in the 33. Outside of him, there is the 3 machine. Well, it says the 3, but I don't think that's the 3. I think that's George Rincon in the 28. Sounds like a couple other guys having some problems with some quality issues out there. We may have a server problem here. My screen is pretty clear, however. You got this one machine running up front, doing one heck of a job here. I think that might be. Is that? I don't know who the 1 is. Is that the 01? Nope, it's not the 01.
Up at the front, I believe the 1 is David Fight.
Okay, David Fight. I didn't know he made that many positions already. David, man, he had a heck of a start then, didn't he?
Yeah, stand by. Our fantastic YouTube viewers will be back at it here in just a second. For whatever reason, iRacing was being a little bit of a handle here.
Austin Paul in the 3 machine outside of Jess Vaught. So first couple of rows here, still fighting pretty hard for position here at the beginning of the race. Trevor Robertson hanging in back there in 5th. 43 of John Curtis inside, 4 rows back here. George Rincon to his outside. Still dead even at the front. David Fight, Albert Anderson outside and inside respectively there. Get that video back up as soon as we can, folks. So still no problems out here on the racetrack. We've got great racing all over the track. And we'll be able to show that to you here in just a second. So get the client restarted here. Still skipping around a little bit. I'm not sure. Check task manager to see what all's running. Cleared up a little bit there, it looks like. Man, you took about 2 wide. Pretty much the whole field here 2 wide. You got room to go a little wider if they need to, but they're probably not trying to do that here early in the race. Daytona not quite as wide as Talladega with the 3 and 4 wide action that you see there quite a bit. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know what the C bar is for. CPU. Yeah. It is a long race, so if we need to restart or do whatever we need to do, we're still going to catch most of the racing action. That's strange. We've never had that issue before. That's a new one. New season, new problems. Wow.
Ooh.
until all that gets figured out. No driver cameras here tonight as we actually get some green flag racing action going on here from Daytona. Got still the 99 of Albert Anderson leading the way up there in the front of that bottom row, but you got the 33 of Jess Vaught going side by side with him. Like you mentioned there, Mr. English, it's side by side pretty much throughout this entire field. Everybody all lining on up to get a piece of the action here tonight.
First race of the new season, got to make a great impact. A lot of these new drivers wanting to show their talent off here tonight.
Yeah, and we got to have some kind of problem, you know. That's just how it works. Good job figuring out how to fix that, Brown.
Yeah, man.
I probably would have just kicked my computer.
Just pull the plug out of the wall and throw it out the window.
Yeah, it's about where it needs to be right now anyway.
That's something. That's something along those lines as the field comes in and comes right back on out of turns 1 and 2, running right around 180, almost 190 miles an hour out here as the side-by-side action continues. We already have some big movers and shakers like the 63 of Mr. Edward Smith out here running a fantastic race so far, up 14 spots on the day. The 63 machine tucking inside in the middle of all the action here in 20th.
Yeah, I heard pre-race there, Jess Vaught talking to the new guys and the old guys as well, saying, hey, these new cats are going to fit in great. It seems like they'll get along pretty well. So it's exciting to see new drivers come to VRL. Every season, these guys plug along and pick up new drivers. It's always a lot of fun. 42 trucks racing out there tonight. And yeah, Taylor Provak's out there saying huge field tonight, rooting for the 33 and the 16, of course, saying show them how it's done out there. Albert Anderson's pop is out here as well. Thank you for being out here cheering for your son. Stevie 500 said, be sure you're not using CPU encoding on your streaming software. It's running the same machine as iRacing Clan. I never thought to check that. Cesar Cortez joining us as well. Thank you for being here also.
Well, and then they talk about how Brown fixed it.
Yeah, thanks for
It looks good on my screen now. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty smooth.
Okay. Glad everybody's here.
Bummer we won't be able to see any driver cameras tonight, but you know, hey, that's what happens. It's we're gonna see the racing anyway, probably, but it's either the racing or driver cams and
Just
nothing.
looking at people's faces turning the wheel, I think we'll pick the racing this time.
Oh, look who it is, Turner. Our buddy
Oh.
Gary's back.
Man.
Hello.
Hey, Gary. Welcome back. We hadn't heard from you in a long time.
It's been a little bit.
Man. All right. Back to racing with Gary Sack. This is legendary. All right. Let's see what's going on the track, though. Who's up the most? Who's down the most?
Well, as we said, we had Edward Smith up there in the 63 machine running right around in 20th. Kyle Vaught up 12 spots, slowly moving up through the pack. Dustin really another plate track driver that you got to watch out for. As he does an amazing job on out here. The Big Show Killer, he's up 14 spots into 14th. So, I mean, we got some big movers already here.
Edward Smith also up 14. Cutting out a little bit there, buddy. I didn't know if you did mention
Who?
that. I heard Alan cutting out a little bit.
Really?
Might be on my end. Yeah.
Man, this is just a abomination.
Adam didn't hear it, then it might be on my end.
Let's start over. No, I heard Brown. I didn't hear what you were hearing. I thought you were talking about me.
Gene Porras or John Porras, however you say it, saying, "Come on, Kyle." Well, for Kyle Vaught out there.
As the 33 of the other Vaught, Jess Vaught takes the lead. He did some slipping and sliding and found his way on up in front of Albert, who then jumped up to the outside lane here. And he's got some help by the one Mr. David Fight out there pushing Albert on that high side. Big train of drivers. We're still too wide, basically, all the way back until what, at least 20th. Yeah, I mean, even further back than that, you got the 92 of Greg Klein way back there is going too wide. Edward Smith, Dave Mayberry, Jacob Young, they're all too wide. Then maybe some drivers kind of following your guys' heart, where maybe moving to the back here. Long race, long way to go. You got, Craig Goodenough out here tonight. One of our new drivers here, doing a great job, just sticking in behind the 123 of Mr. John Gallagher. Kind of riding around single file. Ron Holmes, Earl Evans, Josh Bittner back there as well. So a whole bunch of drivers all throughout this field, all with different strategies and how they want to try to make this one here to the end.
Yeah, especially early in the race, I think me and Adam both agree that we like to kind of run towards the rear and kind of let things sort themselves out. But you never can tell in an elite league like VRL. You might get a flag to flag here tonight. It's happened before. So, do you really waste an opportunity and fall to the back when you could, run up towards the front and keep making passes and make something happen here towards the end? It looked like Jeremiah Burke coming down the pit lane.
There he is. 15 laps in, he's coming down.
I don't know what's going on there for the 53, who almost made it 4 for 4 at the end of last season to win himself a championship, but he's coming on in all by his lonesome here.
Blake Tucker out here pulling for Craig. Thank you for being here, Blake. And Osvaldo Mejia out here pulling for Kyle, saying, don't crash. That's part of it. You got to finish the race there, Kyle.
Yeah, that is key. Hey, what? I never really remembered this name here. In 34th, the 41 of Bobby Hammer. That sounds like a race car driver.
That's the race car driving name right there, Bobby Hammer.
Yeah. The same. Look at this 89, Craig Goodenough.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that name too.
As I talked to him briefly during practice, just to make sure, pronouncing his last name right. He's like, yeah, he may not be the best, he's just good enough.
I tell you, this sometimes that's all it takes, man. Especially here at Daytona.
This is a fun league. Guys have a lot of fun racing here, and it is very, very competitive, but it's a good group of guys. There's not a lot of bad blood and stuff you see in other leagues, and hopefully the new guys are the same way and learn to, get pissed off, but then, talk it out, figure it out, stay a part of the VRL family here, because it really is like a family here.
Adamson got into Rincon a little bit. Might have made him a little angry. Rincon held on to it.
Little door-to-door romance going on between the 88 and you also got the 38 there as well. Mr. Dustin Loxton joining us here this season.
Jeremiah Burke disconnected, so he might have something else going on over there at the house.
Hey, when you got championship cheerleaders living at home, you're gonna.
Oh yeah. He might be back. We'll see. Matt Wedge here joining us, saying, "Let's go good enough." Craig's got some fans out there here too. Osvaldo said, "Need a beer too." Yeah, I just cracked one. That's probably.
Yeah, we heard it. We heard it. It sounded amazing. What are you drinking over there? Something special?
Nope. No homebrew today.
Just a cold one. Huh?
Yeah, just a company that's not paying me, so I'm not gonna say who it is.
Smart move.
It's in a gold can.
I got one of those too. Good, Brown.
As we take a ride here in the gyro cam of the 7 of Jonah Long, you can just see how much work and footwork he's been doing, trying to stay inside of this draft in the middle of the pack here and cruise right on around. It's a beehive of activity in the middle pack. I know kind of towards the front and towards the back, usually things are a little bit calmer, but right here where Jonah is locked into about 20th right now, you got to be right there on your toes as a little bit of a checkup's heading his way.
Gary Sack asking if our buddy Richard Michelob Gray races in this league. Now he races over at well, he did race over there at Numb Thumbs Racing League. I'm not sure he does anymore. I hadn't seen him in a while. He's been
he did stint in county.
Yeah, he was in county for a while, and then
he's out.
After he got released, you know, he started back on the DayZ thing. So he's over on the DayZ server at Numb Thumbs Gaming.
Well, I mean, he may be able to have a little tablet in his cell where he can operate that video game. I don't know. But I think he's out. He's doing good.
I think him and his pet possum got paroled at the same time.
Good. Ray Radford's talking about pitting. A lot of pitting and slowing down here on the inside lane.
Yeah, I mean, we got Josh Bittner, Timothy Pope, Ricky Wittenberg, Kyle Vaught all coming down. Same thing with Bobby Hammer and Andrew Cawthon all making some early pit stops here. So I think we're pretty much right there at the end of our fuel window already here, fellas. We're at least pretty dang close to it. I know some of these teams are thinking of doing some strategy changes and all that kind of stuff, and they're trying to stick together. Like that Ain't Dead Yet team, all for the most part sticking together. I know they've got a few drivers separated from them here, but they're still putting in some good work.
Yeah, just over 20 laps complete with 70% fuel. That's about right. These guys are going to come down. They're going to pit 3 or 4 times, it looks like, and unlimited tire sets. So not that they'll really need them here at the Super Speedway, but
I'd probably get tires every other time in. If it was me.
You kind of watch the wear and see how it looks.
Ooh, as here we go, coming up on some lap traffic, but it's coming at an interesting time too, as here we go, a huge group coming on down pit road. This is gonna be dangerous. It looks like everyone doing a really good job getting checked up and down pit road safely here. A lot of 2x2. Watch out on that inside lane. Oh, a little bit of a checkup there between the 38 and the 88. But man, oh man, talk about a beautiful entry into pit road there for those guys.
Yeah, I could tell the guys that participated in the practice race here the other night, they have one every Monday now. It does help to run that practice race.
Especially when you got some new drivers. They got to get kind of used to each other still. It's a good track to kind of get used to new drivers too. This one, anybody can win it, you know.
Mike Everidge did inherit the lead there, so he'll at least run one lap as the leader. But here comes Chandler Paul, George McCone, all these guys that didn't pit before, they're pitting now.
Yeah, and I mean, even this one, excuse me, even this group of drivers coming on down into pit road, I mean, it's still no slouch of a group. I mean, 12 drivers all coming down at the same time, so everybody all doing a good job there. Once again, Earl Evans, he's gonna I don't know if he missed his pit box or what, but it was a very quick in and out for him, so he's gonna be out there in the lead trying to get up to speed before the leaders catch him here. But he is the only car really out there with no help around, so you gotta imagine he's probably going to be picked up on pretty quick.
All that blending. Ooh, be careful.
Yeah, you think 100 laps at Daytona, 250 miles. This is going to be a long race, especially with cautions and stuff mixed in. Y'all, we're already a quarter of the way done at this super speedway race. I mean, it's been clicking off quick. And green flag pit stops at a super speedway, you know, all that does is really space the field out some. I mean, the draft does help these guys stick together quite a bit, but it can break it up into several different packs.
And I mean, we can already kind of see it here a little bit. Albert Anderson, John Curtis, Jess Vaught, and Trevor Robertson all kind of breaking free, and then about 3 seconds behind him, you got Josh Bittner leading this kind of really the meat and potatoes part of the pack. Timothy Pope there, as well as the 01 Achille Keel, Ricky Wittenberg, David Feit, Nick Ramsey. You got Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton, Mike Adamson, Greg Klein inside that group here as well. Then you got another little set of chase group: Chandler Paul, Edward Smith, Greg Dobson trying to catch back on to this kind of main group, and then even Ron Holmes, Scott Martin, Craig Goodenough, Deion Jones, Jack Dixon, all trying to line on up here and gather up some momentum and catch on up with the rest of the field here as well. So I mean, green flag pit stops typically do kind of separate the pack a little bit, just to different pit stops and merging and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, for green flag pit stop number 1 of the season opener here, I'd give that an A+ report card for these drivers.
Back up there going into turn 1 there in the middle of the pack. A couple of trucks making contact there, kind of bottlenecking up the field, but they figured it out really quick. Everybody got away from each other in a hurry and was able to sort it out. They were only 3 wide for a couple of seconds. Albert Anderson's pop out there saying everyone pitted like a choreographed dance out there. It was beautiful. Yeah, they did a great job. What? Organized chaos? Is that a thing?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, it looked good, though. Everybody was on top of their game there.
Yes. Continue to kind of tick these laps away. This first chase group, led by Josh Bittner, really closing in quick, inside of 1 second now on that 6 of Trevor Robertson, while the leaders are all fighting single file. Here comes Jess Vaught breaking out to the outside lane. I think he sees the run coming, expects to see maybe some people coming up there with him, but not quite yet. Still a little bit of time before they catch up to that back bumper, but when they do, it's going to be in a hurry. As I'm saying that, here we go. Josh Bittner leading that line in that charge up on the outside lane. Earl Evans in the AAA Broadcasting sponsored, not sponsored machine, hugging that outside wall, making sure everybody slips on by without a problem.
At least get our paint displayed there while you're getting lapped.
Thanks, Earl.
That's why we sponsor you, Earl. At a premium cost, too.
Yeah.
$0.
0 actual dollars.
Good
0
looking paint, though.
Bitcoin. 0
Zero
Dogecoin.
But the paint, I like the colors tonight. Earl, good job. Kept it clean.
As we're quickly approaching the 1/3 of the way through this one, these drivers doing a great job on out here. No surprise here, English. Basically a whole bunch of fuel only, maybe 2 tires in there as well for that first round of pit stops. Really not expecting these guys to maybe take 4 tires until at probably about halfway. Maybe take a full stop at the halfway point just to make sure you're not losing like a right front or a rear tire or something like that. But otherwise, things should be moving along here pretty quickly tonight.
Yeah, a lot of veterans of VRL out front out here tonight, but check them out. John Curtis in the 43 there, the RGC Appliance Repair Ford F-150, running up there in 6th position. He's been up front most of the night here, started in 7th. He's now in 6th, making a great effort out there on his first official race with VRL.
Let's take a look out at the back deck lid of the track dog himself, Mr. Josh Bittner. You can see, I believe that's Juniper. I'm not 100% sure which family pet that one is. That's been cartoonized by the wonderful Ricky Wittenberg with some fantastic paint schemes as always for the Ain't Dead Yet team. Even Timothy Pope right there pushing Josh, doing a great job. You can see that front bumper is not leaving that back bumper whatsoever, and all the jockeying for position out here as Albert Anderson on that far outside lane. Oh no, Ron Holmes having a little bit of an issue.
What happened to him out there?
Kind of in this little chase pack, and it looked like, oh, the 67 might have come on down on him here a little bit. The 32 did save it, though, without really hitting too much, but he's definitely going to be out of the draft now as everything really starts to get back underway here. You also got Dave Mayberry being one of the last ones to hang on to this lead pack, and then you got about a 20-second gap back to where Dion Jones is.
Sarah Decker is back with us this season. Thanks for coming back there, Sarah, and pulling for David Fight out there in the one machine, who's having a heck of a race. Edith Anderson of Team Anderson out there. Team Anderson in the house tonight. Thank you for being here, Edith. Yahtzee.
All right, we got lots of people here tonight visiting. Man, this is what I like to see, Brown. We're very clean racing, moving along real quickly for Daytona. I think we're going to see some mayhem at the end of this thing, though.
It really is, and you know what? I've been seeing a little bit more of some. Man, I don't want to say like weaving or anything like that, but these cars here in like the mid pack, it seems like things are starting to just get a little bit closer gathered up. I know, like, for the first 20 laps, they were doing good. They were staying in the draft, doing the 2-wide race and all that kind of stuff, but it just seems things are getting a little bit tighter now, and I think some of these drivers might be having a problem with that aerodynamic package on these trucks, and they're starting to get a little squirrely on them.
Yeah, once you get them bunched up, they throw a lot of air off the back end of these things and off the sides. So when you're going 180 in traffic, I think it causes a lot of issues. And then you throw in the blinking aspect. There's some guys out here blinking. I think I just saw, was that? Hang on real quick. I believe that was
Ooh, yeah.
81, Jonathan Osborne, just blinking away a little bit.
And I see that now. He's whenever that's happening, kind of up here towards the front. That's always kind of a little bit of a dangerous situation. Osborne, though, is I believe he's being scored in 33rd as of right now. So he's kind of in the try to get his lap back mentality right now and trying to get to the front of this field. The problem is, the blinking's causing some issues there. Even had his bumper fly off on him there for a second. As he goes up to the outside lane, I think maybe people talked to him and said, "Hey man, you mind moving to the back here?"
No, they did, and he moved up, and looks like Adamson moved down. Might have been getting too hot.
Let's see.
It'll blend back on.
That's the other thing got to watch out for here, especially with this many trucks, especially in that middle pack. If you've been running really right up on the bumper of the car in front of you, these things can get overheated, even though it's a pretty cool day out here in Florida right now.
There's no... Oh, go ahead there. I didn't know you were back there, English. I just wanted to say Florida Man one more time. You know, I miss Florida Man. I'm going to try to find us a Florida Man story by the end of this thing.
We're gonna have to do that for the new season. You know, we gotta break all the newcomers in with some Florida Man stories. Kit Stahlberg, thank you for joining us, Kit. Saying neat racing. I love watching some NASCAR. You're gonna see a bunch of it on this channel here for this season of VRL and NTRL as well. This league running 2 different platforms this season, running the trucks as you see out here today, and also running the Gen 4 stock cars as well. So it's going to be an action-packed season. I can't wait to see how these guys adapt to the different race cars every week. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Kind of mostly super speedway type racing during this off season. So it's going to be exciting. This is kind of a intermediate season before the start of the actual NASCAR season in February, and they're going to follow that schedule, live or die. They're going to follow the schedule of the actual NASCAR race. So, look for that to start up after this intermediate season.
So next week we're going to do Daytona, but we're going to do it in the Gen
No,
4s.
we're not.
No, we're
No?
going to
How does
switch
it work?
to
Oh, big crash. Number one's wrong.
I reckon. Fight Cawthon. Oh, it's still propagating here. The 82 also involved. 43 John Curtis.
Started right near the start-finish line.
Yellow is out, so these guys will be re-racked and stacked.
And that indeed. So let's go ahead and kick
Really looked like he came down on John Curtis.
Hey, yeah, 43 there with some bobbing and weaving. Let's go ahead and jump up to our chopper camera and see exactly what went on here. Ooh, got that 37 of Dustin really kind of bounced down, hits the 43, gets the 43 a little bit loose, which sucked him right on up into that top lane, gets into that one of David Fight, who does go around. 10 Machine getting just absolutely sandwiched there. Nothing he can do. 82 getting snagged up in it there as well. Oh man,
The first contact almost looked like netcode, but they were going to hit anyway. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. But Curtis, I mean, he got hit initially, but he kind of got out of the way and didn't get any other damage, so probably worked out pretty decent
not a lot-
for
not
John
a lot of
Curtis in
damage on him.
43.
good catch.
and indeed, as we do have our first caution of the evening coming out here right at lap 39. Everyone gonna get re-racked and
Not bad.
restacked. So we're gonna have 32 drivers back here on the lead lap, and I think Jonathan Osborne may get the lucky dog here, so he might actually get back onto that lead lap as well.
Yeah, 11 laps short of halfway before we got our first caution here at a super speedway with 40-something trucks out there. That's pretty amazing, guys. The real-life NASCAR drivers don't drive this good.
No, they don't. If you ever watched that COVID season that they did here on iRacing, you definitely can tell from that. That's pretty much, I believe, everyone in the entire field coming on down into pit lane, getting some freebie pit stops done, splashing up on that fuel. Maybe this is the time you take those 4 tires, because you're really not losing too much time here to get some fresh rubber underneath you. Kelly Keel and Albert Anderson with a tight race off of pit road there. 33 Jess Vaught, followed by Nick Ramsey. You also got Dustin Reilly, Austin Paul, George Rincon, Trevor Robertson, John Gallagher, and Josh Bittner rounding out your top 10 coming out of those pits. Dave Mayberry having a good race just outside of that top 10. Greg Klein, Jacob Young, as well as Scott Martin coming on out of pit road there. So pretty good pit stops there. A little bit of a mix and mash of strategies there on this go around. Did see a few drivers take that 4 tire stop, but for the most part, really just a lot of fuel onlys.
You're going to see a little bit more tire wear here on your right front than you would at like a Daytona. Talladega. You are putting a little bit of wheel into it, but yeah, you can get away with, hardly any tire changes here. It's just not that big a deal. Osvaldo Mejia saying, nice number 16, keep it going out there. Sarah Decker saw Dave Fight involved in that wreck, saying, oh no, Dave. He'll be back though. They do have one fast repair here, so hopefully he can get down there and get it fixed and get back out there. Grizz Mayan saying, let's go the 01 of Kelly Keel out there. So
Hey, did you see? Go ahead, Darian.
I was just gonna say they were real close with him and Anderson out there coming out of the pits. Go ahead, buddy.
You see that? It's just breaking news, you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to
Breaking
say
news.
that, you know, Henry Kissinger just died. Wasn't he like one of our best warmongers?
No, he
Didn't
was.
Didn't he do really good for us?
But he was the Secretary of State under Nixon and did a lot of negotiating with the Chinese and stuff. He was a.
Oh,
He was a statesman, man. He
Oh, so he wasn't a warmonger?
I don't believe he was.
Okay.
He was
I
a.
just like saying that, you know. So he was an American hero, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that either. He was a politician who was knew a lot about foreign affairs and shaped U.S. strategy. And
Yeah, it was simpler times, you know. Back when you could go over to China with like a bottle of whiskey and hash it out,
yeah,
you know.
and you just sit there and you
Yeah.
sit
Now,
at
what do
the
we need to
table
do
and
here?
come up with something.
And then the
It's delicious.
Chinese will tell you, we want to give you all our toys, and you
Yes.
sell us your cars, you know. Now we don't do
Sure.
any of that. We just take everything from them. Don't make anything
What was that
anymore.
movie, Gung Ho? You know, with Michael.
Yeah, Gung Ho. That was a great movie.
Or
I love that
making
movie.
making the cars to.
I think it was Japanese though, but still
Oh, it was Japanese.
Asian.
My bad.
Either way, it was a funny. I
It
like.
was a good movie.
You got a good memory, man.
Annalie Tovar here. Team Tang, baby. Let's go eating. Pulling for Dustin Eaton out there. Dustin with the wide driving the number 14 out there tonight. One of the Team Orangutan drivers out there. I'm not going to do the yell thing. I've been yelling over blazing fires all day, so my voice is not. It's not what it usually is.
What kind of? What are you cooking? Drugs over there? What do you got going on?
West Coast IPA.
Oh,
We got a direct fire
beer.
brew house, so it's
I
like
got you. There we are, bro.
green flag.
As the pace truck peels on out of the way, the 99 Albert Anderson, he was ready to do a rumble, but I don't know if people weren't expecting the green flag so soon or what, but kind of
I wasn't.
little bit of a low thunder roll going on down there as drivers get back on up to speed. Pretty much everyone up at the front jumping up single file except for Kelly Keel, who's already ready to go too wide. He does get Jess Vaught to jump on up to that outside to help him here and try to get around that 99 of America's driver, but he's going to be locking on down on that bottom side. He does have a little bit of help from that 34 of Mr. Nicholas Ramsey, trying to get on up here to that front.
I know what happened on that restart. Everybody just hit their resume button on their cruise control, so it just sped up really slowly. You know, I think that's probably what happened.
Something's happening in front of Josh Bidner in 84. Sparks are flying in front of him, but there's no truck in front of him. Much.
Now that might be indication of
Chandler Paul.
yeah, maybe some connection issues here for another driver, and just connection issues abound here tonight.
Yeah, he announced that he is going to get down onto the apron, let the field around if the problem persists. That is one
It
of
was
those
strange.
rules here.
It was just all you would see was sparks and no car. I think we just have a lot of cars out here, or trucks, should I say, out here tonight. Might be causing some of those issues.
Entry screen, check everybody's quality. The only person with a high ping right now is Lori Vaught, who is our race controller. She's got the highest ping out of everybody. It's the only one not in the green. So
Hey.
hopefully she's able to stick with us here.
Yeah, well,
Looks like they're about to hit some lap traffic there, Brown.
it does so indeed as the 01 Kelly Keel leads the way. The 10 machine trying to stay down on the apron as much as he can here. He loses a lap. Same thing with the 13 Earl Evans sticking to the outside wall, so doing a little bit of 3 wide action as the 2x2 starts to come on up on him here. Doing a great job just keeping it up high out of the wall, but high enough that everyone's got enough room. Daytona being the narrowest of the super speedway tracks that we're going to go to here this season. It's a little bit of a tricky one to work the 3 wide around, but definitely is possible. got Talladega coming up here, and as well as I think iRacing Super Speedway as well. So and
Lord.
talk about absolute mayhem at those tracks.
That's the wildest track I've ever seen, and
Well, they
every time
kind of fixed it. Or didn't
yeah,
they with
that's
the
true.
2
They
and
did
4?
smooth it out. Yeah, they did smooth out some of the transitions, but it's still the speeds are so wildly crazy high. You'll see these trucks do 250 miles an hour. It's just ridiculous.
All I'm going to do is follow this number 8 HEB machine up to the front. I smell crispy tortillas.
Oh, homemade
there.
tortillas
Uh-huh.
every morning at HEB in Texas. Yes.
Oh man,
Remember you mailed me some.
I did.
That was so awesome. We ate every one of them.
They're so good. Well, you're not that far, but that HEB near you, they don't have the
No, they don't
tortillas,
have
do they?
It's in Carthage, Texas. They don't have the kitchens and stuff like that. I think
You got to get the meat
bought
the meat tienda ones that are on. You put them in the fridge. Those
and
are
the
kind of my
salsa.
favorites.
They make the salsa
yeah.
there too, the restaurant style salsa. And HEB's
Yeah.
the bomb, dude. I wish they would come here to Louisiana, but
Oh man.
Brickshire's has got the market
Oh,
over here.
wow.
They bought out all the Piggly Wigglies except for one. There's one Piggly Wiggly up in Northwest Louisiana that's still hanging on.
I used to love rolling into a Piggly Wiggly. I just like to say it, you know. Where are you? I'm at the Piggly Wiggly, you know. Sounds cool.
I remember in San Antonio they had a grocery store called Handy Andy, and I think
Oh, yeah?
HEB bought them out. Yeah, I remember Handy Andy when I was a kid.
That sounds like a child predator to me.
Oh, it was like a cartoon guy holding a grocery bag. You know?
Oh,
Handy
well,
Andy.
good thing they got bought out. I don't think that's very good marketing.
I don't understand what the problem is.
Well, either way, what my fine co-broadcasters are mentioning is the ESPN 8, the Ocho machine of Mr. Edson Ochoa, driving the 8 machine here tonight. Running right around 8th, actually, having a pretty good run up inside the top 10 right now. Is a 37. Man, he's giving it all he's got up here, up at the front, right behind the 33 of his teammate, Mr. Jess Vaught. Doing a good bunch of drafting and pushing here. But I know Albert Anderson's pop sign is starting to get a little dicey up at the front. Just watch out for that crash.
And I know Edson is from Texas, or at least iRacing says he is. He's got some fans out there. Maybe they'll tell us where he's from. Me and Turner know Texas pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Anderson's pop saying getting dicey up in the front. Be careful out there, son. His son Albert Anderson Jr. or the third, I'm sorry. Out there running in the 99. A pretty great race, starting on the pole, but now in 4th position.
That's the 4/187 machine of Scott D. Howell, working his way up through this field, up 8 spots, up into 27th right now, trying to sneak his way back up on the far outside lane. He's trying to catch on up to Jonathan Osborne up here on that outside lane, but not quite inside of that draft window. Here is a 63 machine of I believe that's I don't know who that is. So a whole bunch of new numbers. Got to learn names.
The 3 is oh no, we got a bad wreck. Jonah Long right in the middle of it.
And got cars
Or the
slipping
81.
and sliding all over the place here. Bringing out another yellow flag.
Jonathan Osborne in bad shape too.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, there was a little bit of a there was a little bit of a disconnection, and maybe some spotters saying clear or not clear or something like that. But got the Lucky Charms machine hitting the rear quarter panel there of the 7 of Jonah Long, spinning him about 81, getting snagged up in it there as well. Oh, that 4 machine hitting some bumpers too, but for the most part, man, I gotta say, for the most part, these wrecks haven't been as terrible as they can be. We've had 3 or 4 cars involved, but where these wrecks have been happening, man, it hasn't been that terrible.
It really hasn't. I mean, that speaks to the experience of this group. These racers have been around each other for what, 7 seasons? This is the 7th season of VRL. So most of them have raced around each other for a long time. They understand what to do when you see trouble in front of you. And these guys, you won't see ARCA braking and that kind of thing happen in this league. It just doesn't happen. These guys are very experienced, very competitive. Yeah, Grizz, you never know what we're going to be talking about. Talking about Piggly Wiggly and HEB tortillas and yeah, some stuff might be going on in the front. It's super speedway racing is what it is. You'll see some passing back and forth and stuff. We get a little bit long-winded sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we like to have fun. I'm not gonna just sit here and tell you, hey, it's lap 12. Here to turn left. We have other things to talk about.
Well, here
Because
comes
everybody's coming down to the pits. Yeah.
Yep, gas time.
Cool. Well, Edson and Jacob Young are from Rio Grande Valley, RGV.
Oh, they're from the valley, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite place. I've done some cool things
A lot
down
of
there.
hunting, a lot of good dove hunting down there.
Well, then you go across the border, and then meet some new friends.
Ooh, this is gonna be 4 wide coming out of the pits. Ooh. A little bit of a tight race down there.
They got Western right there. Man, Yahtzee.
You ain't kidding. As everybody making their way out of the pits and gonna try to rejoin the pace car here mighty quick and get ready to head on back to the green flag racing. Of course, I have to say a huge thank you once again, as we're just a little bit past halfway, of our fantastic race sponsors here this season, like GC Cruise Travel. Also got Dave Mayberry as well, jumping on board once again this season alongside Ricky Wittenberg and Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Also got to give a shout out for Ricky Wittenberg making those awesome splash screens for us that you'll see at the beginning and the end of this race. A big thank you to Ricky for that. And of course, new sponsor here this season, Martin Sports. You've seen him over at the NTRL. Well, you get to see him over here at the VRL. Big thank you to all of the fantastic sponsors that helped the VRL put on a great show week in and week out.
Thank you once again, Cesar, for joining us as well. Pull for Edson and Jacob out there. Edith, thank you as always with the Go Albert chant out there. Got to pull for family out there. So I open another libation here for the caution victims. So I'm drinking one for the people that may have been damaged in the previous caution.
And it looks like the Ain't Dead Yet team coming back down into the pits, making sure all those roll bars are chock full of fuel here tonight.
Another Texan out there, Tristan Cotton, joining us as well. Yeah, it's not Monday. You can come hang out with us on Wednesdays too. The Trister, of course, you can catch him on Mondays, racing in the Numb Thumbs Racing League. As they're running the Xfinity car this season, which has been a lot of fun so far. A lot more challenging, I think, than the Next Gen Cup car and the. They had run the. They still have a truck league, I think.
Oh yeah, I believe that's still going on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Anna Lee out there, of course, pulling for Dustin Eaton.
What's the little emoji she added there at the end? I can't quite see it.
don't have my glasses.
You and me both. I'm leaning into this thing and squinting, and I'm like, I still can't see it. I think it might be like a hype thing.
A what?
Hype, HYPE, hype. Like,
I know how to spell hype, but I just don't understand what that has to do with it. It hypes things?
well, just get hyped. Get pumped.
Let's get wrecked. Tristan Cott says, fan favorite Tristan. Just kidding. How are you guys doing tonight? Good, man. Lights are out on the pace truck, so we're about to get back rolling here. Too wide. Albert Anderson, Jess Vaught leading. Got some great guys, great racers here. A few rows back, though.
And that indeed, as we head on back to the green flag, a much sturdier start here this go around as the trucks get on up to speed, heading on down into turns 1 and 2. How about we give our voices a quick break here, and let's head on down to the track, and let's turn up the sound. Let's hear these engines purr with some crank it on up. Daytona as the field lines on up side by side here once again. The 99 of Albert Anderson getting all locked and loaded on that front row alongside the 33 of Jess Avant. Both have a team of fantastic pushers behind him. You got Trevor Robertson in the 6 machine behind the 99, as well as the 37 of Dustin Really lining up behind his teammate of the 33. You got the 01, you got the 82 running up here up at the front as well. Dustin Lawson, Mike Everidge, Edson Ochoa. Got the 34 of Nicholas Ramsey as well, all primed for some great racing positions here right now as we're about lap 58 into this 100 lap special here tonight.
I love the crank it up section. I turn it up so loud that, my neighborhood could be getting bombed by the Russians or something. I wouldn't hear it. All I hear is horsepower.
Horsepower indeed. Even trickling on back through this field. I mean, everyone's still doing their kind of style of racing here. Like the 55, Ricky Wittenberg, we're just talking about him there, talking about our fantastic sponsors. He's doing a great job just hanging around in the back, trying to keep that 55 clean here tonight. He knows what it takes to try to finish a race here at one of these plate tracks and just kind of keep it smooth sailing and just make it to the end, as long as you got that one fast repair just in case the big one happens here late, as well as just making sure he can maybe find a way to part the seas like Moses and head on up to the front.
Ricky knows what it means to win a race on strategy too. We've seen it from him here in the VRL. We won a race not too long ago here on a fuel strategy call, and worked out for him then. Got some great racers here up front, keeping everything really tight and honest.
Ooh, little bit of some bobbing and weaving, but everyone able to get it all locked down there once again. I believe that was the 8 machine that was kind of bouncing around a little bit. Maybe got 2 tires down there on that apron. You got to be careful of that little yellow line that's down there on that bottom row. I mean, you really can't see it, but it's kind of like right there in the middle of those 2 yellow lines. There's a little bit of a groove where the transition just, man, it just absolutely eats you up and can easily spit you back out.
So he did the smart thing here, and that was just back off a little bit of the truck in front of you. It makes it a little bit easier to hold a line because when you're right on somebody's back bumper, it makes it hard to see. And then you get in that dirty air. You got no forward grip. When the trucks start to turn in front of you, if you're even the least little bit behind, your truck's going to push up the track, and sometimes it can cause an accident. So, Ocho is doing what I like to do. I like to leave a little bit wider gap in front of me there. It sounds like Greg Dobson's about to run out of gas. He's pitting this time.
Yeah, he must have went with the leaders, selection.
Mike Adamson down on the apron looking off pace. Don't know if he's pitting or he had a problem there. He's back on the track now.
And trying to merge back into some of this traffic without losing too much of the draft here. As the 085, Dobson makes his way on down into the pits. I wonder if he might have been one of those guys that was kind of trapped a lap down during that last caution, so he elected to stay out and not take fuel and get that free wave around the pace car when things were all said and done.
I mean, sometimes that's really worth it because, especially if you think another caution is coming up from the re-rack and stack, and cautions breed more cautions type thinking. So yeah, sometimes it's worth staying out, getting your lap back, and then coming in at a later time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of enjoying the race as a spectator, it seems like half the time here. I'm looking at all these cool paint schemes. Goodweiser guys, did they add some members this year? It almost seems like it. A lot of Goodweiser trucks out there.
Yes, indeed. Alan, it looks like your Lazy Susan is in full effect up front as these guys are passing on the outside and dropping in front of the leader. Passing on the outside, dropping in front of the leader. We just kind of see that rotation happening up there.
Yeah, and I think it's all in part because we're, starting to close in on the final few laps of this thing. I mean, less than 40 laps to go, so that outside line's really starting to pick up the pace and try to get those pushes all running here. And they've been doing a fantastic job. Like right now, the 82 giving the 37 a good shove here, trying to get him around the 99 of Albert Anderson. Also got the...
Yeah, that's been really spots. That's pretty impressive.
And I also got the 18 Andrew Player locked in just outside of the top 10, kind of looking at the chaos going on out here in front of him. Kind of sitting right there on that bottom side, but I mean, we're still one pit stop away, maybe even 2. It's going to be pretty close here to try to make this one to the end.
These guys were pitting, 22 or so laps, 23. That's all you can really do on a fuel run if you're staying green the whole time. So, yeah, these guys know how far they can go now that they've completed the first part of the race here. And kind of done a little test, so they're definitely going to be paying attention to when they think they need to come down to finish this race out.
An aggressive move here from that 99 of Anderson, as basically kind of following suit with the 33 of Jess Vaught did, slid up in front of that 37 of Dustin Riley and got around that 99 of Anderson. And so now Anderson's like, hey, well, if you can do it, I guess I can do it too, and slides right on up there and now trying to pick up the run and take that lead of the bottom lane back away from Jess Vaught, and also at the same time trying to not allow the 37 enough room there, just like that, to move down in front of his teammate as well. So trying to separate the teammates here, and some good strategy calls from Mr. Anderson.
Speaking of Andersons, Edith Anderson out there, Albert's aunt, with a great question saying, who does the paint jobs for the drivers? Do they have any input on it? Just asking the question. And yeah, so there's a free service called Trading Paints, where you can go select whatever paint job you want that somebody else created. But this league is pretty lucky. There's several guys that know how to paint cars. Ricky Wittenberg is one of them. So he's a very talented artist. So if you tell him, say, hey, I want to paint that has this sponsor on it or this kind of character, he does a lot of custom design stuff. So they'll paint the car for you and send you the file, and you just load it up onto your car or truck in this case. Yeah, these guys can run whatever paint they want. So it's very cool. Some guys choose sponsors from their their region where they grew up, like the HEB car out there of Ochoa, or guys choose historic paint jobs from old NASCAR racers, and it's just kind of, it's the your imagination is the limit.
Or you could be like Greg Klein in ninth in the GC Cruise Travel Toyota.
His own business. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Promoting his little travel agency there, which
still got to hit him up on if he can get me to that directed energy weapon. I haven't asked him personally. The one in Antarctica.
The Antarctica cruise, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
If anybody can get you a great price on a cruise, it's Greg.
I think so. All right, lap traffic is coming up here, Brown.
And that it is, as we're seeing some more kind of friendly racing games going on out there. I mean, some single file kind of tucking into place. I think they're recognizing that they're coming up on some lap traffic, so trying to create a little bit of room so they can all safely skedaddle out of the way. Oh, 82 of Mike Everidge hard up into the outside wall, and he's going to be stuck up there. 67 going for a ride. The 9's got nowhere to go. We got just a whole mess of stuff going on here. The Ford machine getting all spun about. Oh my goodness.
Scott Martin in the Martin sports truck got a little sideways there. I think that's what initially brought out the yellow, but that's not where it started. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Greg got involved there. I don't know if he was at the beginning of it or just kind of got caught up in the middle of it in the 92.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Deion Jones in that too.
Jump on up to our chopper camera here. As
Rincon.
looks like, so the 9 was up on the outside against the fence. The 82 trying to sneak down.
Yeah. And
then, but you also got, it looks like the 34 kind of coming up to that second lane, thinking he had the room, just wasn't quite enough there. He and the 82 make contact, and then, just after that, it was just all helter-skelter. 43 going around. Oh, goodness.
Ray Radford in the 9, was the lap car involved, or lap truck involved. He did everything he was supposed to do. He stayed up high, gave everybody plenty of room, but sometimes it looks like you have more room than you have, and these guys, weren't able to squeeze through there and got a little sideways. I mean, that happens. The speed differential was just so huge that things happen.
Well, I think Mike Everidge and the 82 Goodweiser machine. Now I got him confused with Rincon because it's the same looking paint.
82 and 28. Yeah,
I think he kind of was coming up on made a quick move to the left, and then that kind of caused some of it. But hey, man, I'm not going to blame anybody. That stuff happens out here.
And then you got the 43 of John Curtis. Unfortunately for him, looked like a bit of net code is what got him all spinning about and involved. Yeah, and then involved in some more of those extracurriculars. But here we go. Everybody coming on down into pit lane, and again, Man, this is going to be close. I don't think they're going to have enough fuel. I think we're going to have to see a late splash and go if we don't see a late caution here.
I think you are right. It looks like John Curtis missed his pit box there, but he was able to back into it there. John Curtis? Yeah, it's John Curtis. Yeah, they're definitely not going to make it to the end on fuel, I don't think here, Alan. Unless they get a buttload of caution laps, they're not going to be able to save enough fuel to get to the end. So, yeah, I think they're already thinking, should we split it? Should we pit, maybe lap 85? So I think that's going through their head right now. They're trying to figure out what's the halfway point between now and the end. Hopefully we get a caution right about then. If not, they're going to hang on as long as they can.
Right.
It kind of changes it a little bit for sure.
And I do like that call as well, Alan, because if you pit early inside that final pit window, at least, within the 20 laps to go or whatever, that's just less fuel you're going to have to take later on, or do calculations, because again, not everybody here's got a program that they can tell, like, hey, I need X amount of gas, please fill me up with that. They're having to reach over while driving at racing speeds in a 2x2 pack and trying to select amounts of fuel and making sure they've got enough and do all that kind of stuff. So just have it checked for full fuel, take the tires off, pit early, and you should be in and out of there in no time.
Yeah, and towards the end of the race, you're going to have less fuel in your tank than the guys that, maybe pit, later, try to split it or whatever. If they don't have crew chief or something like that.
Why don't you tell the audience what crew chief is?
Crew chief is a free app that allows you to make adjustments to your vehicle using voice commands. So you can tell crew chief, I don't have crew chief, but I've heard.
Sounds like you should, because it sounds like you did a pretty good
I don't race
sponsorship for them, and we should get them on board. AAA sponsor. Crew chief, come on board.
But you can tell it, give me left side tires only, and it'll check.
Yeah, it's a computer aided.
Give me full fuel.
Pit stop aid to the simulation.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Remind me to wreck the 75 of Adam Turner on the next lap.
I was never the 75.
What number were you? I don't remember.
89.
89. Okay. Wreck the 89 of Adam Turner.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, you know how to do it. I mean, you did it at Pocono at least once. Right in the door.
You had that coming, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure I was just a smart aleck or something,
Sure.
But, all right.
You?
No, I know. Not me. We are in Daytona. There's freaks on the beach right now. Craziness is happening. But we're getting to enjoy the racetrack here.
And that indeed.
Welcome there, Brown.
That indeed we are, as we're getting all lined up side by side. For those paying attention to the ever-present rivalry between the 16 of Kyle Vaught and the 29 of Dave Mayberry just a few moments ago, they were only separated by a car length. Well, now they're separated by quite a few positions. The 29 back in 29th and the 16 up into 14th. So definitely keep your eye on that one, Moneyline bettors. Here as the 99 gets the green flag, and here we go. Back to some green flag racing.
Job, Kyle. Give it to old Mayberry.
Mayberry's the sponsor. We got to keep him happy.
Oh, Uncle Dave loves a good little rivalry.
Yeah.
I know.
As the 6 of Trevor Robertson getting a big push here from the 33 of Jess Vaught. Then got one going all the way down to the apron here. Looks like he's trying to maybe attempt the road course line here at Daytona International Speedway.
Not advisable trial race.
That's what I always loved about running the Daytona 500 in the official races here on iRacing, because it's always like almost like the weekend after the 24 hours of Daytona, so everyone's so used to taking that bus stop chicane in the back stretch, so you'll see people under pace and taking the bus stop.
Going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dobson up high, getting past. I know he's probably lap traffic, but just got a little dicey there.
He is. He did get back down in the line, trying to stay with this draft group that he's got going on here. But for the most part, pretty much everybody all still locked on in. Dion Jones a little bit of a ways back. The 29 of Dave Mayberry telling him, like, hey, man, I don't mind laying back, but let's not lose the pack here. Let's catch back on up to this field. 81 of Jonathan Osborne's there, as well as the 07 of Jack Dixon and the 72 of Chan the Man, all locked in and loaded there. As back here in 26, Scott Howell running the fastest lap of the race, a 46.6. Just getting all that draft and letting the other cars do all the work for him here.
And up front here, Kelly Keel showing why he's the best pusher we've ever seen here on the iRacing platform. Keeping Albert Anderson in the lead here, even though Kyle Vaught and Trevor Robertson with one heck of an effort using that outside line. And they've got help from behind as well, but my goodness. I don't see how Kelly does this without overheating that truck. He's just so good at pushing and knowing when to duck down and get a little bit of fresh air to cool that motor.
He's probably throwing some ice cubes down there in the radiator as they're driving along. I think that's how he's trying to keep that thing cool, as the 33 of Jess Vaught, not Kyle Vaught, trying to keep push that 6 machine up here, up on that outside lane and get that run and try to steal a few positions away.
Comes that outside line momentum that we always see coming around the backside of the track there, but it just peters out.
Yeah, well, the other thing is you got the 37 of Dustin really up along the outside line with them as well, but he doesn't want to push the pusher here in this situation as we're closing in. 24 laps now left to go, so he's leaving a little bit of an extra cushion here just in case the top line kind of gets checked on up here a little bit, especially going into these corners. That top line, man, you got to make use of these runs going down the straightaways, because once when you hit those corners, it's like hitting a brick wall. You're going absolutely nowhere.
Yes, and for the folks that are just joining us and just started watching our broadcast, push the pusher, what that was referring to is, it's okay for one truck or car to push another, but if you get another one behind them pushing, have you ever tried to take a piece of string and push it across a table? I mean, it's just going to start to get out of whack, and that's what happens with these trucks. If you get a third guy or even a fourth guy in there pushing, and they all make contact at the same time, it's going to end up looking like a curved piece of string getting pushed across the table. It's just going to be a big mess.
The visuals you gave there.
You like my analogy? You liked that analogy?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
I mean, it made sense, I guess.
It happens sometimes.
But no, you're right. There's all kinds of different things that happen with these trucks, and I push the pusher. And if you're not like our normal viewers and you're new to the broadcast, hit the buttons, hit them all. What's the button? The smash button,
the
happy button,
the thumbs up,
the
and
love button,
and there's a bell thing or something.
Hit the bell.
I like the subscribe button.
Puts us in like an algorithm thing and fights us against the man, so you can get more sponsors, more fun, more people.
Algorithm.
I know I don't know how to spell it. Do you?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it here.
Yeah, it would just be a waste of broadcast airtime,
As we're closing it in here, 22 laps to go as they come back around and cross that start-finish line here to make it 21 to go. Pit window now open. These drivers, as long as they got some help, can make it to the end from this point on. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies these drivers and these teams have all cooked on up. In the meantime, though, the 99er Albert Anderson continuing to guide the charge up here at the front. I think he realizes nobody is going to make it here to the end, so he has no problem staying up front and leading this charge. Let's see here, all the way back, you got the 28 of George Rincon locked into a great battle here in 18th, tucked in behind the 43. He's got the 82 in front of him here as well, as the 16 slides up underneath him. 123 John Gallagher up there as well. 10 of Andrew Cawthon. 13 Earl Evans back on that lead lap. Josh Bittner.
Traffic. Oh, baby. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
Lap traffic 41 really making it interesting up front.
Head down there on the apron as the field tries to work their way around the Lucky Charms machine here. So far, so good.
Charms. Ooh. Almost unlucky Charms.
You definitely are not kidding there, as he does finally get up to pace here inside of this draft. And that's also going to cause some issues for some of the drivers there in that mid-pack as well. It's they're going to be thinking, out, maybe I got to race this guy hard. Well, not necessarily, especially if they're a lap down.
If I'm back on a team with you guys, like we all used to race together, and if I'm on a team with you guys, I say let's pit now, because a caution is going to come later on in the race, and if it does, we're not going to have to stop. So everybody that's going to come in after us is going to lose track position to us. So come down now. That's what I would try to do.
I mean, the big key to that, though, is you have to have help. If you come down into pit road by yourself at this point, you're kind of out of luck on that one. Even if you come down with just one person, I don't think that's enough. You need to be coming into these pits and leaving the pits as a team and as a squad. I think you need probably a minimum of 4, I would say, to be safe, to make sure you're running the maximum speed that you possibly can. Because, I mean, the drivers that are staying on out, I mean, they're going to be running at full speed around you with a whole bunch of drafting going on. So, man, it's this is that time. You got to choose your dancing partners carefully here.
The 3 of us, if we all pitted at the same time and we went with another team or something, we'd be all good to go. But you'd have to work that kind of stuff out ahead of time, so you wouldn't be announcing it on the radio to everybody. But it looks like everybody's on the same kind of path here of let's just stay out for as long as we possibly can and pit only when we're on fumes. That looks like what it's happening out here. Grisman Mayan out there saying, can there be pit issues, or is it a set time based on what you need? So it varies a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty consistent. If you get 2 tires, it's going to be 8-second stop or a 10-second stop. If you get 4 tires of fuel, it's going to be a 14-second stop. Splash and goes, depends on how much fuel you're putting in, but yeah, it varies a little bit. There is a randomizer on your pit crew, so it does change a little bit, but it's generally within a second or so.
Well, and not only that, but how well you stop in the pit box does matter as well. As that's
everything.
That virtual pit crew has to work its way around your car. If you stop a little too early or stop a little bit too late, they have to adjust, and that's going to add some time to your pit stop as well. Yep.
I did not know that was a thing. So the way you hit your pit box affects your pit time, your stop time.
Yep.
I did not know that.
It's not much. It's anywhere from like a half second to a second, which, I mean, especially here at Daytona, that's everything.
I figure a second is a football field here at Daytona.
Yes, that we continue to be under the green flag here with about 15 laps left to go, and I think everyone is probably thinking the same thing we are, is just, all right, when's the caution gonna come out? Because there's got to be a caution before we have to come on down to the pits. Well, people who aren't waiting for that caution: Ricky Wittenberg, Timothy Pope, Josh Bittner, Kyle Vaught stuck in the pits, not able to join his Ain't Dead Yet team on out there. I don't know
Black flag.
coming in a little too hot for the 16. So that's another thing we have to watch out for, is, especially now that the pressure's on and this is going to be the money stop, people got to be careful with their speed down pit road.
So you can't pit too wide like this very easily. So we're going to see maybe some shaking and baking here towards the end. Guys trying to negotiate their way down onto the inside lane for an easier shot at the pits. You can pit too wide. It's just not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw it during that long green flag opening run that we had. It was a little slicey and dicey, and just it was close. As the 6 machine still working well with the 33 up there on the outside lane. Go for it, buddy.
Jeremiah Burke said, Kyle finally found a spot where he was faster than everyone. Sitting in the pit lane?
Well, at least coming into the pit lane.
I want to hang out in the pit lane.
Oh, man.
I can't wait for the day that iRacing will add the all-star pit rules where, the speed limit is taken away and all that kind of stuff. Like a checkbox before the session starts, like, do you want to enable all-star pitting or whatever, and just let people have at it.
You don't have to worry about killing anybody because it's virtual.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the simulation. Let's just not turn this into NFL Blitz,
true. Yeah, let's not throw all the rules at
I mean, come on.
Oh, come on now.
I know.
I'm thinking like Dirt to Daytona, where you got the horn balls that could shoot out the hood. You super draft, where from like 30 seconds back you pick up the draft and do about Mach 10.
Might as well just do like rocket balls or something then with the trucks.
Yeah, something like that here as we're closing in on the final 10 laps. 11 laps to go here. As the 99 of Albert Anderson out in front of the 01 of Kelly Keel. So Kelly Keel's still doing a great job pushing that 99. The 33 doing a great job pushing the 6. Neither line giving an inch here tonight. There's still been that big jockey for position in the mid-pack. You got the 67 of Scott Martin, who got involved in that last incident. He's back up here just outside of that top 10. You also got David Fite. He was involved in an incident earlier on. He's back inside of this top 10 as well, sitting there in 8th.
Great recovery from the 1. I like to say in VRL you can't make a mistake, but,
Oh, here we go.
Involved in something.
That top...
the 6.
Yep, top line finally got that run they were looking for, and the 6 drops in front of that 99 of Albert Anderson here. So a little bit of a changing of the guard, and the 37 trickles on down low to the bottom. Same thing with the 33. I think here we go, boys.
They're getting ready to pit.
This is the pit time here. As the field makes its way on down the backstretch. Ooh, lordy lord, this is going to be exciting coming on down. Man, this is where everyone's going to have to be extremely careful. I got a feeling there might be some errors on pit road here.
And Fight, Ochoa, and Everidge, these guys that are stuck in the outside lane, they may have to just wait till one lap later to come down.
Kind of faked it there, didn't they?
I think they're just getting ready. I mean,
that they did. You got Ray Radford coming on down into the pits and hitting his pit box there. So, unfortunately, coming in all on his lonesome, however. So that's not going to be very helpful to him here. of the 40 drivers that took to the grid, we still have officially, well, I was going to say 37 running, but it looks like Ray maybe, I don't know if he got a speeding penalty there himself or not, but about 37 vehicles all running. And here we go, the mad break, the mad dash coming on down into pit lane. Let's watch these drivers as they work their way on in.
No!
Oh.
I guarantee you the 99 probably got a penalty there. He was cooking it. Craig good enough. And the 89 with the black flag. Oh, we got a truck around. We got several of them stacked up.
Okay, well, they're stuck together.
Oh, and they're still slipping and sliding all over the racetrack, and we're still green flag racing.
Still got a green flag. And Albert Anderson did not get a black flag, at least not yet.
Man, America's driver knew what he was doing coming on down. Wow.
Yeah, I'm locked up, man.
Now here comes Dustin Lawson, Mike Everidge, Andrew Player, and Scott Martin down into the pits. They look pretty clean coming on down in there. Again, not as many drivers coming on in, so they had a pretty clear view of everything. Same thing with Ochoa, Young, and Paul making their way on down into the pit lane as well. David Fight, John Curtis staying on out. Maybe they're trying to make the final 30 laps here and on this set of fuel, but it's going to be a little too much to ask for, I think, as these final rounds of pit stops. Oh man, this is tough to say.
Jack Dixon, black flag on the pit lane. He's not going to stay on the lead lap, it don't look like.
Wow.
And Fighting Curtis now making their way on down and in. So I believe that's going to rotate the field pretty much all the way around. Earl Evans yet to come on down into the pits, but I got a feeling he's going to be coming down here any second now. He's following that 10 machine of Andrew Cawthon. With the 37 of Dustin really out in front of everybody here. And Mike Adamson having a good run as well up on the outside lane, being pushed by the 33 of Jess Vaught. Again, where did, let's see, Timothy Pope, Ricky Wittenberg, they're still inside of this main group, just outside of the top 10 here with about 6 laps to go. Ooh, man, oh man, the splash and dash here at Daytona. This final front group made up of about 14 drivers here, all fighting for the race win here in this season opener. The 01 giving a big push to his buddy and teammate, the 37 of Dustin, really down there on the bottom side. Man, talk about two titans of super speedway racing tag teaming on up. This one should be interesting. The 88 getting a great push here from the 33 of Jess Vaught as well. 99 of Anderson tucked in right there behind him, just sitting in that catbird seat waiting for a hole to open on up. These drivers are going to start getting tighter and tighter, trying to get as much side drafting as they can here as well. But if a hole opens up, watch out for some turbo tunnel action as well.
Jeremiah Burke out there saying they felt bad to have to leave early, but if anybody can win this thing, Albert can. Everybody loves him. Somebody's going to push the 99, he thinks, and he's disappointed to see Jack get that penalty there. Albert Anderson's pop said, "Great job on the pit stop, son." And Kathy out there saying, "Come on, Albert." As he's in the outside lane, about two cars back. Go ahead, bud.
No, he's got a lot of fans, but even the drivers, everybody loves him. He's pretty fair and square as far as driving. Doesn't get too risky. Doesn't professional.
America's Dryer?
No, I gave him that name. That was me. Wasn't it? Or us? I don't know. It was one of us.
Is that how he got the name, though? Is because, he's just generally liked?
No, because America's really not liked right now because they're trying to make us eat grasshoppers, and they got some guy babbling around telling us what to do.
Crickets?
Yeah. So, no, I don't think so. But We need
He's doing a
to
great
make,
job.
huh?
He's doing a great job out there. Albert
Yeah,
is.
he is. Oh yeah, he is. I thought you were talking about the guy that mumbles through everything. You know, and got the gas prices high, and I can't even afford to feed my family no more. But nonetheless, I still love iRacing, Brown. Look at this thing. This is gonna it's gonna be a good ending here.
And that indeed, and what we're seeing here up at the front in this main group, it's actually the bottom line coming up, trying to throw a parachute up on the top line here as the 01 and the 37 continue to work well with each other here. You got the 6 of Trevor Robertson as well, just kind of lurking right behind him. And look at that, the 28 of George Rincon as well, trying to pick up a race win here tonight as they come back down across the line. 2 laps left remaining here at Daytona. A fantastic show of driver skill and endurance here tonight as these drivers remain side by side all the way back to 14th place. You got the 18 of Andrew Player. He's hoping for a caution here within a half a lap essentially, because once when these guys take to the white flag, that's it. We won't have any more cautions here tonight. And there's a whole group there with them, but in the meantime though, the 37 and the 88 still all lapped into a side-by-side battle as they come out of turn number 4 into the tri-oval. Here we go. White flag is out. Final lap of this season opener race here tonight, and it all comes down to this. Down into turns 1 and 2 we go with the 37 and the 88. The 33 still pushing that 88, with the 01 still pushing that 37. A big run and a big shuffle there from the 88. That's going to get him out of line. The 33 of Jesfot is going to slip on down into the middle. Everyone trying to squeeze through a hole that isn't quite there. Oh, the 99, the 6 get all tangled on up as Vigilante Force breaks free and clear on through as the 37 and the 01 with the 33 on the tail end will line up nose to tail. Here comes the 01. He's going to drag race to the line with a big run at the end. Steal it away from the 37 of Really as the 33 of Vaught moves to the outside as it was a 3 wide finish for Vigilante Force. Here all stealing away that podium. Mike Adamson in the 88 machine able to hang on to a 4th place finish as well.
Yeah, big wreck behind the leaders there. Took out a lot of the field, including Albert Anderson. But, oh, man, the pushing karma that Kelly Kill built up, not just this race, but many other races, for him to pull this win out. I mean, he earned that. It was his time to win. He took it. 37, Dustin Really. He was sticking right there with him all night. Jess Vaught, great pushing performance out there. Really tried to get out there and get the win as well. But 1, 2, 3, Keel, Really, and Vaught. What an amazing finish for these guys.
Yeah, it's just tough what happened there on the backstretch. Robertson and Anderson, but it was really behind them what started to hit Bittner hit Robertson. Yeah, you can't really. I don't know who to blame on that. I don't like blaming anybody. No, Riccone hit Bittner. It was like a pinball machine. Bittner tagged Robertson, who tagged Anderson. English. I mean, Brown. If you can look at that, I mean that's kind of how it went down.
I think I can here. Let me try to scroll on back here.
It was like one mistake caused 3 other big problems, you know. It was like, so my opinion of what happened, Rincon and Bittner got into it, which caused Robertson to hit Anderson. So.
And again, it was a tight squeeze as the 88 kind of got jumbled up out of line and ended up having to go wide, and everyone's trying to squeeze it through 3 wide. And yeah, you can see 84 just trying to squeeze into the middle as much as he can, as the 28 was still kind of down there up his inside. And unfortunately, yeah, the 84 getting a little bit of contact there as well with the 6's rear quarter panel, which got him sideways and up into Anderson. Oh man, talk about heartbreak. And then after that, it was just a big old pile up.
And holy crap, guys. Earl just let us know that he was the hard charger for tonight. He was up 31 spots. Earl finished in 6th.
He was saving it. He wanted to show the pain off by getting lapped a couple times.
He did. I think we ought to talk to him anyway, just because he's so great and he flies our colors.
31, that's pretty good.
Up 31 spots.
Sean Tapp said he's just here for the metric system. So am I. I keep waiting for it. They're shoving it down our throats since 82.
Converting everything to freedom units here.
Yeah. Bald eagles and everything.
Well,
good race, though, Brown.
Yeah, that indeed. It was a great race. And let's hear from some of these drivers that participated in such great race. And we'll get started here tonight with tonight's random draw driver, the 43 of newcomer here this season, Mr. John Curtis, with a fantastic top 10 finish to get his season started off strong here tonight. Congratulations there, John. Know that 43 machine battled hard out there, and it looked like it was a pretty good set of people to be racing with out here tonight. A lot of green flag laps, and it kind of came down. You had a little splash and go at the end as well. This Daytona race pretty much had all you could pretty much ask for.
Yeah, it was a really good race. A lot of clean racing and a lot of good drivers, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is a fun league to run in. These guys really know how to put one together, a league that is. But yeah, man, the RGC Appliance Repair, URL Racing Ford F-150 out there tonight, really making some waves out there, and great finish out there tonight. And the rest of the season is going to be a bunch of speedways. We got Talladega next week, is that correct? Next Wednesday. So man, you're gonna have your hands full again at another super speedway.
Like I say, being new with the group here, I got to try to make some friends, somebody that will push with me or let me push them.
Well, you had a good night tonight. Good showing for your first night here with us. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
I'd like to give a shout out to your organization. Like I say, it's my first time racing with you. So I'd like to give a shout out for that. I'd like to give a shout out for the broadcasting. Great job you guys do up there. And I'd like to thank Jess to get me in here, and Laura to help me do everything to figure it out, because I'm not a Discord person. First time I'm using it. So
are you from Canada as well?
Absolutely.
You could tell by when he said organization.
We're getting more and more Canadians in this league, and I think they're kind of the heart and soul. They're becoming the heart and soul of VRL, man. We got a lot of Canadians in here now.
I figured the broadcasting was, because they told me I had to go to AAA for the broadcasting to find it on YouTube. I figured that has be coming from Canada with all those A's in it.
Oh, nice. Well, good job tonight, man. Good talking to you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me up here. Appreciate it.
And it is Michigan, by the way, next week there, Mr. English.
Oh, it's Michigan. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Even better.
Thank
Cool.
you, sir.
Even better as we continue these interviews up underway here. Let's go ahead and talk to tonight's third place finisher in the season opener. And man, he was trying to drag race around the outside to steal a win away, but not quite in time here. Mr. Jess Vaught in the 33 machine coming on home right where he started here in third place. And Jess, man, talk about a season opener. Basically have almost a halfway race, all green flag, and then, things got a little tighter. Saw a little few cautions here and there, but man, oh man, talk about a race that had a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible race from my view. We had, I want to say, probably the largest car count we've had in a single event. I think we're sitting around 41, 42. We usually get high 30s. But and then of that, I mean, 14 of them roughly are brand new guys. So to come out here and it clearly shows I feel that we made the right choice in selections on some of these new drivers as far as getting them into the league and getting them as part of the VRL family. But yeah, what a race! I think I would have had a chance to win it there if my drafting buddy Albert Anderson hadn't been turned, and then it was down to my two teammates. And obviously, I'm not gonna try to mess them up. Although I did go to the outside and made for a pretty picture. 1, 2, 3 for the force. But yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, you did what you could to try to, try to make something happen there at the end. Obviously, you're not going to wreck your teammates, but great pushing effort from you all night. And Kelly, we saw the same thing out of him here tonight. Kind of a little bit of karma for you guys. Built up some good vibes out there, and it paid off tonight. Both of you guys in the top 10 with Dustin really right there in between y'all. Michigan next week. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, Michigan is going to be a good time. We love Michigan. 2-mile track. We're going to be there this time in the Gen 4 car, so that's a new wrinkle. We haven't really done that other than maybe a few fun races. So to have just league members running around there next week is going to be, I think it's going to put on a pretty good show. Personally, those cars are tougher to drive than these trucks. That said, this group, I have complete and total confidence that they're gonna put you a great show on and have minimal incidents.
Man, it's interesting winter league that you set up here. I think it's awesome that we're doing it a little bit different. Never seen it done like this before, but that's kind of the cool part about the Vigilante Racing League. And you got anything else to add, or any shout outs or anything like that? Good job,
Nah,
by the way.
Shout out to my teammates, and we truly was a team effort tonight. And welcome back to Dustin. Really told him it's nice to see the old bubblegum machine back out there, with the pink truck. And you never would have heard the end of it if he'd come back for his first race and won it. You guys, you're still probably gonna get a pretty good earful for coming in second. So it was nice to have him, and he was working great with me and Kelly. And we did have Greg up there at some points, and I think we almost had Dave up there, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out as well for them. But thanks to my team, thanks to this broadcast, everybody who sponsors us, Greg's cruise lines, Dave Mayberry's real estate ventures, and for D&D graphics, everything that he puts on for us is amazing. So for Ricky Wittenberg, he does a great job for us, and all the graphics and stuff. And I'm sure you guys saw some of that tonight. So other than that, my family, great to have Kyle in the field tonight. And then as always, my wife Lori, for everything she does for me and all she puts up with, even when I'm cranky. Sometimes when I come home, she's always there to make sure that I keeps me in line. So.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. Good way to get this new season started off strong up there with a fantastic podium finish for the 33 of Mr. Jess Vaught. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much. Have a great night.
And with that, we will speak to the man with the talk about a comeback here tonight as Mr. 37 of Dustin really up 26 spots on the evening, bringing home the second place finish with a very tight battle with a couple of teammates here at the end to battle for that race win. Man, Dustin, this is what it's all about. We always say, watch out for Dustin Really, watch out for Kelly Keel at these plate tracks. They know what they're doing, and when they get together, man, you're in for one heck of a battle, and that's what we got here tonight.
Kelly snookered me, did he? No, that was fun up front. I had to pass a lot of people, but it was fun to race with them and be back in the league again. And just good teamwork tonight. Pretty clean race overall too for everybody. Everybody did a good job.
Well, that's good. We saw minimal accidents out there today. Only a few incidents that really, messed things up and brought cautions out and whatnot. But next week you guys are going to Michigan, and that's a whole different animal than running these, pack racing plate tracks. Michigan might be 2 miles, but it's also very technical. You guys have to, calculate tire wear and all that kind of stuff. How's the Big Show Killer going to go into Michigan next week, and what's your strategy?
I ain't got one. I'm just going to run my race. Green flag pit stops is really important. You got to be fast to get in and out, but not get a penalty. So that's important for me. Oh, because I've not been racing really, now racing a lot. I'm kind of rusty. What y'all like that 1-2-3 finish of Vigilante Force?
That was badass.
Yeah, that was pretty good there. Real rusty, 26 spots, second place
Yeah,
finish.
he's so
It's a
terrible.
terrible job tonight. But for such a terrible job, who would you like to give some shout outs to, man? Actually, and we know that was a good race by you. I was just messing around, but who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Just our teammates for doing a good job and pushing each other and just being smooth and not. I mean, there's been a lot of races we've spun each other out actually being teammates. I'm just glad to finish on podium. Honestly, have good points for all of us to start. Show the rest of the league, who's the team to beat.
Well, that's exactly what you did here tonight with a fantastic race and a great second place finish here tonight, man. It was definitely a great one. Before let you go, I got one more question. How'd the real life racing treat you this season? I know you guys just wrapped up the season and heading on down into the winter. Saw you posted about, hey, make sure you winterize your cars, otherwise you're gonna have a problem coming up next spring. But how'd your race season go for you there, Dustin?
I did good. I got win and a lot of techs, so top fives, and actually got a full sponsored ride this year.
Wow, congrats,
car,
man.
Yep, car, trailer, truck, everything, full sponsorship. So I'm switching chassis, but yep, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. We're gonna do some. We've actually got a series we're gonna do. Ultimate Factory Stock Challenge. 2,000 win, 300 start every week. So we're gonna travel and do that. So it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yes, sir, indeed, man. Well, congratulations for that, and congratulations for a great finish here tonight. Up 26 spots on the day for the 37 machine of Mr. Dustin, really picking up that second place finish, man. Congratulations, and good luck with the rest of the season here, buddy.
Good job, guys.
It's like his star is on the rise there, Dustin, really.
I
Good to hear
know.
that.
I know. It's fantastic to hear here as we move on up to tonight's race winner and sliding up and around his teammate. You got the 01 of Mr. Kelly Keel, the king pusher himself, bringing home the race win tonight from this season opener at Daytona. Kelly, congratulations. That was a great win. Definitely a hard-fought one indeed. It must feel pretty good, A, picking up a win in the season opener, and then B, the fact that you did it, and you did it with some fantastic teammates around you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. That was a hell of a race. Yeah, especially to finish 1, 2, 3 with Dustin and Jess right there. I was gonna push Dustin up there to the win, but then they started wrecking behind us, and I told Dustin, he was there, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'm just gonna come down here and go around him on the bottom, and so it worked out for me. But I was planning on just pushing Dustin to the win, but when that opened up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take it. So, but no, that was awesome.
When I saw that Iceman painted Chevrolet Silverado go low, I was like, oh, Kelly's got it. Kelly's got it now because he's down low and stuff's happening behind him. And you had the momentum already. I knew it was going to be you as soon as all that was going on back there. But yeah, man, we talked about it a lot during the race about the karma thing, man. You've been so great at pushing teammates and pushing other people, and you're one of the best at it on the iRacing platform. And for you to pick up the win, that's just a great little payoff. And it's the first race of the season. You're kind of setting the tone. This is a points only a season this season, so you're not necessarily locked into anything. But man, what a great way to start the season with a win.
Yep, right. Still a win, right? So, and I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to Michigan. That's a good track for me too. So, I'll take away Dustin Eaton's call sign. He's double feature. I'm gonna see if I can get that away from him. Call me double feature.
There you go.
But yeah, it was fun. And I think there was 14 new guys to the league tonight. I think it was a packed field. I think what they said, like 41 trucks or something. So
41. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, congrats to the rest of my teammates. We worked together, and yeah, it was a fun race tonight.
Yeah, I know it's fun to watch, and we didn't get enough time. There's so many drivers to mention all the new guys, and we'll get into that next week. But Michigan, you already got one win here. You're gonna have to take it to Michigan next week. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Jess and Lori, I know they do a lot of work, putting this thing on every week. I know Lori, she spends a lot of time on here, especially with the race reports and all that, and keeping us all wrangled up, doing what we do. But yeah, Jess and Lori, teammates, and then the whole VRL family. It's a good group of guys. You guys, it's awesome. Appreciate all the stuff you guys do too. It's fun. I like going back and watching the broadcast the next day. So it's awesome.
Indeed, it is awesome, especially when you walk home with the race win for Mr. 01 of Kelly Keel, doing what had to be done here at Daytona. Man, congratulations. One heck of a great finish here, and we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.
And with that concludes all the action and all the interviews. And, ooh, boy, we had one heck of a season opener here tonight, fellas. 100 laps of Daytona did not disappoint whatsoever, because we had 100 laps of we don't know what's happening next.
Yeah, it was great to see all the new drivers out there, and some of them, most of them, it's showing a lot of promise. Looks like we're going to have some great racing out here for the rest of the season, and can't wait to see what it holds in store. These guys are going to, integrate into the VRL, and I can't wait to see what these guys can do. They were chosen for a reason. This is an invite-only league, so they were chosen for a reason. So we're going to see that as the season progresses.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a fun one over the winter, over the holidays. We're going to have some racing. We're not going to just be stagnant. I love what these guys are doing. Next season is going to be great because it's going to go along with NASCAR. But while we don't have NASCAR, we have VRL, and they're coming up with some really cool stuff during the winter. So this is the first of a few that we're going to enjoy.
That indeed. Esley, go ahead and take some time to tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Bear with us, because it is a long list here, and it all starts off with the 01 of Kelly Keel picking up the race win here tonight, followed by his teammate 37 of Dustin Really with a great run, and the 33 of the other Vigilante Force driver, Mr. Jess Vaught, finishing here tonight on that podium. Mike Adamson in the 88, not exactly the finish he hoped for, but a solid one nonetheless up there in fourth. The 27 of Timothy Pope was able to slip through the madness and find his way up there into a top 5 finish for up 25 positions as well. So great job there from Mr. Pope. As stated, the 13 of the sponsored, not sponsored machine, Earl Evans. Well, I think we're going to have to check to make sure it was actually Earl in the car. It might have been Merle, just in
Might have
case.
his daughter, yeah.
But either way, up 31 spots on the day to finish there in 6th. You're a hard charger of the day for Mr. Evans. Fantastic run there. You also got looks like Andrew Cawthon as well with a great run, up 17 spots for that 10 machine to finish here in 7th. Andrew Player in the 18 machine finding his way to an 8th place finish here tonight. Lucky draw, random draw driver, I should say, of the day, Mr. John Curtis in the 43 machine, and his VRL debut with a solid top 10 9th place finish. And the one of Mr. David Fight, even though he got into an incident early on in this race, he stuck with it, and man, it paid off to round out your field's top 10.
Yeah, he started back in 18th, but finished in 11th place. Nicholas Ramsey, we didn't talk about him very much out here in that 34 machine, but a solid finish right there in 11th place. Great job, Nick. 38 of Dustin Logston finished right where he started in 12th position. Good job out there tonight. Greg Klein, our buddy Greg in the 92, up 10 spots to finish in 13th. Quietly moving through the field here tonight. We didn't well, another guy that a good friend of ours. We had really talked about him much out there tonight, but making tracks. Trevor Robertson in the 6. Great job out there tonight. We saw him up front quite a bit. Started in 5th, ran up front most of the night, involved in some late race shenanigans there. He'll finish at 14th place. 15th, Josh Bittner in the 84. The 82 of Mike Everidge finishing in 16th place. 17th, Dustin with the Y. Dustin Eaton finishes there in the 14 machine. 67, Scott Martin. Martin Sports out there. Go check him out. He'll finish in 18th place tonight. 19th place, George Racone, who started outside row number 3. A little bit of a disappointment for George tonight as he finishes in 19th right there in the 28 machine. The 123 of John Gallagher rounds out your top 20.
All right, there. 81, Jonathan Osborne. 21st, 187, Scott D. Howell. 22nd, 23rd, America's driver, number 99, Albert Anderson. Got turned and learned right at the end there. Sucks for him, but he'll come back. He's a driver. 55, double nickel, Ricky Wittenberg. 24th, 25th, Austin Paul, number 3. 17, Jacob Young. Ended up 26th, 27th, 29 of Dave Mayberry. Chandler Paul ended up 28th, even though he had some connection issues, so that's good he stuck through it. 29th, we had the number 4, Dion Jones. Number 8, Edson Ochoa, that HEB man, our favorite paint scheme of the night. They're in 30th.
07 to Jack Dixon. Jack the Ripper will finish your first truck 1 lap down in 31st. We had 30 trucks finish on the lead lap tonight. That's pretty awesome. Kyle Vaught in the 16 will finish in 32nd. 33rd, Craig Goodenough in the 89 machine. The 085, Greg Dobson will finish in 34th. 2 laps down tonight, Edward Smith in the 63. 41 of Bobby Hammer, finishing pretty close to where he started there. He started in 39th. He finished in 36th, up 3. The 9 of Ray Radford finished up a few spots as well, finishes in 37th place. Ronald Holmes in the 32 machine started 38th, finished 38th. Jonah Long finished in 39th place. 40th, Jeremiah Burke. Big heartbreak for Jeremiah. He had to get off and take care of some stuff there at the house. Finished 85 laps down, but still finished. And Larry Dickerson starting park here tonight. Very sick out there, Larry. Hope you get better. Buddy, and thank you as always, Lori Vaught. Lori Vaught is the lone admin here, and she does a lot of work with the schedule and doing reports and reviewing race footage. It's a big job, and Lori tackles it, and she's doing a kick-ass job as always. So welcome to season number 7, Lori. Hope you don't have a stroke from doing all this work. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a fantastic time with us here out at these racetracks. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live and you don't miss a second of the great racing action that we have to bring you. And of course, if you'd be so kind, hit that thumbs up button as well, as that will just help us out more and continue to grow our fantastic community we got going on over here. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to the great supporters and sponsors of the VRL, like GC Cruise Travel, Dave Mayberry and Blue Fox Properties, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg and Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee, and of course Martin Sports as well. We thank all y'all for your fantastic support in helping out this great league, put on an amazing show week in and week out, because without it, man, they couldn't do half of what they would do here. So big thank you to all y'all for supporting this league. And with that, we close things down here from Daytona. We look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday night as we're hosting the Lone Star Racing's Toys for Tots charity race. That one's going to be a fun one indeed. I believe it's like 100 or 125 laps at Texas. So that's going to be a fantastic time on Sunday evening. So be sure to come on out. Broadcast should be starting right around the probably like 8 to 8:15 p.m. Eastern time point. So be sure to come in, check us on out for that one. And other than that, we'll see regular broadcast-wise. We'll be back on Monday as well with some more NTRL racing as they continue their playoff push into the second round of the playoffs. So tune in to find out who's in, who's out, and who's got a chance to win a championship here this season. But on that note, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.